say about a tablespoon and a half of vegetable oil. Excuse me, just reach over. Just gonna move it around in my hand there. And what we're doing today is I have some leftover. If you saw that video, I think a few days ago, it was tandoori chicken. Now I have the bones and everything on there. I cut it up into maybe 1.5 inch pieces because I wasn't going to debone it and all that stuff like that. But we're gonna make, and I have some leftover rice from dinner last night. So for lunch today, I'm making a tandoori chicken fried rice. Oil, and of course in making this with more flavor, I'm going to add more of that tandoori spice in there. And I just want this to sort of heat through a little bit, just to bloom the flavors of that tandoori spice. As that starts heating through, I'm going to go in with some garlic because I want more pronounced garlic flavor in the rice. Yeah? The whole idea is to flavor the other ingredients with the main flavor, which is that tandoori spice blend that you get that tandoori spice blend as we discussed before at any progressive East Indian grocery stores. I have here a combination of bell peppers, onion, and celery, and it's the leaves and everything. I want that to go in here now because I want that to sort of take on the flavors that we're seeing there. Along, when we add that chicken in there, it's going to add a ton of flavor as well. My heat is on medium, by the way. In goes all of those vegetables. And you can pretty much add anything you want to add in there. It's totally up to you, yeah? So what I'm going to do now is hit that with stir. And the reason why I like adding that garlic in there, because I find that, and you can add some grated ginger as well. It's totally up to you. I just want, and in making the tandoori chicken, I added a ton of garlic and ginger in there. If you want this really spicy, you can add your scotch bonnet or your habanero. Some people crazy. I'm just going to turn my heat down a little bit. There's that Kashmiri chili powder really shining through there, boy. But if you want to add scorpion pepper in it, that's your thing. I mean to say, do your thing, right? So we're just going to let that sort of soften up for me about a minute or two, nothing more. Now time to add all of that chicken in there. And you can do this with any sort of rotisserie chicken or roasted chicken you may have available at home. And like I said, big chunks. So instead of the rice, if you don't want to make fried rice as I'm making here, if you wanted to use noodles, yeah, you can make it into a tandoori chicken sort of stir fry with noodles and everything else like a chow mein, yeah? I'm just going to let that warm through because it was all in the fridge. And speaking about warm through in the fridge, I have my rice in the fridge, and we've talked about this because I love making fried rice and sharing it with you guys, with you all, is when you chill the rice, it gives you a more grainy sort of texture later on. And I mentioned earlier there that the bones and everything is still on that chicken, and I lost a piece of pepper there, and I think an onion went flying. But if you wanted to debone it and just have the chunks of just pure meat, that's cool. Just remember, whoever you're serving this to, remind them that they will encounter bones in there. It's been about 3 minutes since I added the chicken in there, and you can see everything's taken on that lovely tandoori color from that red Kashmiri chili powder. But anyhow, all we need to do now is pretty much add the rice in there. And I know you're watching and probably thinking, well, Chris, no salt. Well, the chicken was cooked in salt, the rice was cooked in salt, but of course we've got to compensate for the bit of vegetables, the onions and peppers and everything else that we added in there. I managed on a low sodium diet purposely because I ain't trying to deal with the high blood pressure and all the sort of associated ailments with high sodium diet. So I'm not going to add any, but if you wanted to add some salt here, perfect. Some black pepper, perfect. Totally up to you. And again, remember earlier I said when I added the garlic, you can also add some grated ginger. Time to go in with the rice now. And of course, you're going to stir it. And the whole idea now is to just heat that rice through while coating it with all that lovely tandoori flavor that we have in here. It won't take long, and I'm just going to sort of break up the clumps of rice Again, it was chilled, it was in the fridge, and you get better results as we spoke earlier with chilled day-old rice. Yeah, it's a nice little meal to put together, man. Lunchtime, Uncle Chris eating like a boss. The last thing I want to add is some scallion or green onions in there. I'm going to give that a stir, turn off the pot, and let the residual heat soften up that green onion for me. ChrisCaribbeanPot.com. This, once you have access to that tandoori chicken, I've showed you all how to do this with leftover jerk chicken in the past. So if you don't have it and you want to make it truly Caribbean, yes, we do have a strong culture of fried rice in the Caribbean, and if you know our history, you'll know why. I'm not here to teach you why today, but anyhow, with that tandoori chicken here, leftover rice, and just look at that. If you want to stretch it for more people, cabbage, more bell pepper. If you want to add mushrooms, bean sprouts, whatever, carrots. You want to add some carrots in there. It's a great way to sort of clean up the fridge of anything that you have left back. Alright?